showing you, or at least telling you about.
Wow.
I'm having a hard time with this one.
Wow.
How South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is responding to criticism after admitting to shooting and killing her young, happy, jubilant, joyful puppy. And then deciding to kill a goat after that with her gun.
And then bragging about it.
It's one of the more staggering stories I've ever seen a politician put in a book, thinking this would actually make them look strong.
Yeah.
It's sick. But we'll read from the book and let you decide.
The dog, it was still a puppy.
14 months old, hunting dog.
She actually said his grave offense was being joyful and happy.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, and you know, this has long been my attitude towards dogs.
Yeah.
If a dog is misbehaving, I never look at the dog.
Right.
I look at the owners. I go, what, wait, you don't know how to train a dog? You don't know how to make sure the dog, is in line? And by the way, if they're still puppies, you have a ways to go.
So I come from growing up on a somewhat of a family farm run by Eastern European immigrants. And we were deer hunters, turkey hunters, geese. There was absolutely a sense of life and death with animals in our life, but there was never a joy in killing, and there was a respect to it and a process if you were hunting and if you brought home a deer game to. But this story was more about how she felt killing an animal. And that's what's scary about it. The impatience, kind of like a switch flipped in her brain and she decided she needed to kill it. Like, this is not someone you want in charge, not someone thinking through
just randomly
the process
I'm going to kill the
of
goat.
life and death.
I'm going to kill the goat. To Jonathan Lemire, I mean, there are times we're watching Red Sox games and these thoughts go through our minds with the relief pitchers. There are times, not last night, certainly not this year. Homicide, lowest ERA, not only in the major leagues, but also lowest ERA in 100 years for the Red Sox. And I've got to say, Lemire, you and I, we saw this coming.
Sure did.
What?
Sure did.
Nobody saw this coming because half of these guys were pitching for Pensacola Catholic High School this time last year. But anyway, this Kristi Noem thing, the most remarkable part of it is, and we can get serious here for a half second, the most remarkable part of it is that the conservative movement has been so corrupted by Donald Trump and has reached such new lows that she actually put that in about the killing of a happy puppy because she thought it would help her with the base.
Well, Donald Trump famously doesn't like dogs, so perhaps that was part of her calculation as well. But it is stunning what a self-own this was here, to put this in her book and to now stand by it. She put out a statement last night, saying she acknowledged that some people were upset at her telling of the execution of her puppy named Cricket in a gravel pit. And that's what it was. It was an execution of Cricket in a gravel pit. But she framed it as like, well, you have to make tough choices. That's what leaders do. And that was clearly part of her pitch to be vice president. And let's be clear, she's on the short list, or at least she was in the last couple of days. She was. And some Republicans insiders thought she might even be atop the short list. Trump was so enamored with her. That all may have gone out the window with this revelation, which horrified those on, I would say, some on the right as well, also horrified. But we don't know. We haven't heard from Trump yet.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, tough choices. It's not tough choices. It's like the tough part is you actually take time to train the puppy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You train the puppy. You don't shoot the puppy. If the puppy was nice to neighbors, and if the puppy was, quote, too happy. So there's I make tough choices. I kill things that are inconvenient to me.
No.
Not exactly. It's not sort of Yeah.
We could have a deeper conversation about this. Because,
and we will.
Yeah. Also with us, the president of the National Action Network and host of MSNBC's Politics Nation, Reverend Al Sharpton.
He loves dogs.
Yes, U.S. National Editor of Financial Times. Ed Luce is with us this morning, an author and NBC News presidential historian. Michael Beschloss joins us as well.
Do you think Ed Luce grew up in the English countryside with a lot of hunting dogs? Went out and
yes,
whatever, went fox hunting and everything.
He's a corgi guy. That's what Alex says.
Alex says you're a corgi guy, Ed Luce. I don't know. Did you have 12 corgis walking around your property?
We did not, but that's an inspired guess. We certainly didn't have any puppies called Cricket. But as an Englishman, I would consider it to be a very grave offence to execute anything called cricket. I mean, this is a proof that, you know, it's not guns that kill puppies, it's governors that kill puppies. I don't know, the silence of the puppies, the silence of the goat, the silence of the horses. There's so many jokes here. I share your tragic sort of reaction to this, but the humor can't be suppressed either. And watching her rivals, like Carrie Lake, people auditioning to be Trump's running mate, post pictures of themselves with puppies. It's just very entertaining.
No, it's not. So I have to say, I read that with such... I have a story just like that. Hobson, you know, my huge dog, did that to a chicken. Literally. My daughters watched it. And the last thing I would do is be mad at the dog. I was mad at myself for creating this scenario in which the dog had access to the chickens. Right? And I just can't... You got to read it. It takes you to a different place mentally. Like, what does it take to do that to a dog? Donald Trump